Hello and welcome to the Fangirl Nation podcast. I'm Amber Lee.
And I am Leah Briers.
We have a very exciting special episode for you today, guys. Leah, what are we talking about?
We are talking all things Toy Story, specifically Toy Story 5.
And it's a crazy episode. We're going to have a spoiler-free review because I've seen the movie already. You haven't.
I've got lots of questions.
We've got interviews with the director, Andrew Stanton, producer, Lindsey Collins, the one and only Joan Cusack, voice of Jessie.
Insane.
And Greta Lee, voice of Lilypad. And we're going to talk about the history of Toy Story, just where Toy Story 5 sits in the Toy Story universe, a little bit about Pixar. I'm excited. Do you know why I'm excited? It's because Toy Story 5, just Toy Story is so nostalgic. Like half the cinema is going to be filled with just adults going to watch it. Do you know what I mean?
Me being one of them.
Yeah, because the first one came out in 1995. So what, 31 years ago? We have grown up with it, you know?
It's never not existed.
We've never not had Toy Story in our lives. The fact that they're still making them is crazy, with the same voice actors.
It was generally so pivotal to my childhood. Like,
Yeah, to all of us.
Big fan of Toy Story.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen it.
I've seen it.
I've not seen it. So I went online. I went on Pixar's website to get the official kind of logline description
Of what it's about.
because I was like, where are they going to go after Toy Story 4?
Because it did feel like an ending.
So, Buzz, Woody, Jessie, and the rest of the gang's jobs are challenged when they are introduced to what kids are obsessed with today: electronics.
Screen time.
Woo.
Is that the end?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Which I think is smart because for Toy Story, how do they come back? It is a very relevant new story. Like, yeah, screens are the villains. Just look at my little sisters. All they do is sit on their phones. Oh my God, all of them. Okay, yeah, so technology is the villain, but specifically in Toy Story 5. Do you remember Bonnie?
Yeah.
Bonnie gets a Lilypad because all her friends have one. And then it follows the story of like Jessie and the toys being like, oh, what's this? And then the drama that ensues and them wanting what's best for her.
Okay. Give us your spoiler-free review.
Okay. I feel like you always go into a Pixar movie thinking you're going to cry. And I did cry at a certain point. So it is emotional. This story really focuses on Jessie for the first time. Even though like we get Jessie, Jessie is very much the main character in this. Woody is a side character, okay? Like, which is good because Woody can't be the main character anymore. We said his goodbye. It doesn't make sense. He does come back just to like help out a little bit, but he is now a side character.
Which we know because Tom Hanks has been out and about promoting this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he's very much in it.
Also, I don't think you could have a Toy
Story without Woody. Yeah.
I need to hear the voice.
I know. And so him and Bo Peep went off together in the last movie, but now the two of them kind of come back, mainly Woody, to help Jessie because Jessie, no, she doesn't actually need his help. It's complicated. He thinks he needs his help, but she doesn't. There's also a very fun storyline with Jessie and Buzz, which I won't give too much away, but it's very romantic. It's very nice.
That's been brewing for movies.
There's a lot of Buzz in this. Hard to really explain until you watch the first 5 minutes of Toy Story. There's a lot of Buzz. And I love that all of the Buzz loves Jessie. Every version of Buzz, which will make sense when you go and watch it. So Bonnie gets this Lilypad, but I think that the way that they created the character of this Lilypad device was really interesting, which I actually spoke about a little bit with Andrew and Lindsey. They wanted her to be the most annoying kind of character, but she does kind of want what's best for Bonnie. So like she's a villain, but also not in the way of.
So is she a villain kind of storyline? Okay.
And then it's actually kind of about Jessie and the toys really wanting Bonnie to make friends because she's on her own, but she's on her own because she wants to play, but all the other kids just want to be on devices, and they're like, you still play with toys? So there's a bit of stuff about like bullying and being left out. Do you know what? I think it actually explores themes that you don't really see in the other ones, which actually felt quite sad to my childhood. I was like, I remember being bullied and being left out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that's one thing that Pixar are just brilliant
so good
at. They just pull on those heartstrings. They pull on those, more mature themes for kids films.
Yeah.
And there is something for everyone in a Pixar.
Story-wise, I think it was a fantastic story. I think, a load of them have said it, like they wouldn't come back if it wasn't a good enough story to do it. And you get a lot more of Jessie's backstory that we haven't seen and her previous owners and why she is the way she is. But then also the way it looks is just amazing. It looks so good. Like when you go back and look at like the first Toy Story, like technology has come so far, even compared to Toy Story 4. It's like incredible.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's just like wow, like everything going on in the background and stuff. And a lot of them talk about how they were able to do stuff in this movie that they'd never been able to do, and how stuff that they've done and they've been able to do in this movie is stuff that they could only dream of for Toy Story 1. And it's what they've wanted to do all along. And now what they see in their minds is finally reality.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just like looks beautiful.
I have a question for you. Okay, do you think this film is angled towards us or the kids of today?
A bit of both, because I think adults are going to understand the deeper meanings and stuff about screen time and the fear. Do kids really care that much about that message? You know?
No, but I guess for
They
them
can
it's
also
the
watch it
bullying
and enjoy
and
it.
being left out and understand. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But Pixar movies are great for both adults and kids. I think
Totally.
every single one of the movies they've made.
And I guess, where does this sit for you in your Toy Story ranking?
Definitely better than Toy Story 4.
Okay.
I didn't love Toy Story 4.
Okay.
It was good, but I didn't love it. This one, I really, really liked. I don't think I can rank them. The thing is, the first two are so nostalgic.
Yeah, because they're the ones we grew up with.
Yeah.
Was it 1995 and 1999? So they straddled
But then
our years.
when Toy Story 3 came out, Toy Story 3 is exceptional.
Yeah.
It's so good. What's your ranking of just the ones you've seen up till now?
Okay, so like you said, 1 and 2 are so nostalgic and were some of my favourite films growing up. Like, I think I've watched them 100 times plus kind of vibe. Toy Story 2 is my favourite. Don't get me wrong, I love Buzz and Toy Story 1.
Yeah.
But Jessie
Yeah, no, I love Toy Story
I
2.
hyper fixated on Jessie as a kid. When she loved me, I still, sometimes when I'm, you know, when you're feeling a bit sad, but you're like, "Oh, I kind of need to get it out," I'll watch that segment
Just to have a good cry.
to have a good cry, just to feel something kind of vibe, because it just like transports me back to like feeling too many emotions as a child. So I'd say Toy Story 2, and then I was so nervous for Toy Story 3. It took me at least a year after it came out to watch it, because
Really?
these movies actually mean so much to me. And then Toy Story 3 was
Banging.
bloody fantastic.
Do you remember the thing they had in Toy Story on Disney Channel? It was like Toy Story and Toy Story 2 special edition, first time on the blue. It was this little rap of these two kids.
No, but I love that. It's like you've awoken in you.
I know. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I was so nervous for Toy Story 3 and it slapped. And I think I was slightly nervous about Toy Story 5 coming out, because I was just like, what more story is there to tell after Toy Story 4? And, you know, we've got some banging films. But then I was looking up the director,
Andrew Stanton, the legend that he is.
and he's been involved in every single one as a writer. And this is his first time directing. And also, he has directed all of my favourite Pixar films, full stop.
He's probably also written them.
Yeah.
He wrote and directed WALL-E.
Yeah.
He wrote and directed Finding Nemo. He also did the voice of Crush in Finding Nemo. So, what can't this man do?
He also wrote on Monsters, Inc. and Ratatouille. He shaped my childhood.
I know. What a man. Imagine his life. Imagine the things we wouldn't have if it weren't for Andrew Stanton. The world would be a worse place.
It doesn't bear thinking about. Oh my God.
Name a better legacy. I don't think you can.
I think he shaped the world.
That's not an exaggeration.
He also directed and probably wrote, to be honest, the most underrated Pixar film, Bug's Life.
Yeah.
What a film.
He was Pixar's 9th employee and their 2nd ever animator. So he has been there from the start, from day one. So that's like almost 30 years of his life. He also looks fantastic, by the way.
I couldn't believe it, because when I saw a photo of him, I was like, what?
Do you know what I mean? And he was also the nicest man. Anyway, so we did this masterclass and he did like a little drawing demonstration. And at the very beginning, we all introduced ourselves and said our names. And 40 minutes later, I asked him about being the voice for Crush. And he does the voice of Crush. And he goes, "Hi, Amber." He remembered my name.
I would actually do.
I know. He remembered my name and he did the voice of Crush. Anyway, a lovely man. Like I said, been there since the start at Pixar, their 9th employee. And I didn't actually realise that Toy Story was Pixar's first ever movie in Toy Story 5. But anyway, Toy Story was Pixar's first ever movie, and it was the brainchild of John Lasseter who directed it. And he wanted to create a computer animated feature film. And he initially pitched the idea to Disney, but then he got fired. This was obviously before. So Disney bought Pixar from Steve Jobs. Actually, did you know that Pixar was started by Steve Jobs?
I did know that.
A lot of people don't know that, which crazy. He was
Again,
doing,
Steve Jobs, what an impact he's had on the world.
Steve Jobs was doing Pixar and Apple at the same time. Crazy. Anyway, and then he went to Steve Jobs and they were like, let's make it. and Toy Story. But without further ado, guys, I got to talk to the legend that is Andrew Stanton and producer Lindsey Collins. Toy Story 5 is her first big production, but she has been at Pixar in a very senior capacity for many years. But please enjoy this chat because I came out of this interview beaming. So enjoy. I like to call myself chief fangirl of the Fangirl Nation. So it's a community I started for women to bond over whatever it is they're fangirling about.
Excellent.
Thank you. So I would love to know what you both are fangirling over.
Right now?
Right now.
So many things. I mean, fangirling? I am fangirling over actually Greta Lee. Don't tell her that though, because I actually haven't, she's right there. So I don't want to have her. Because first of all, the style, on point. Like all of her, I love her makeup, I love her style. So there's that. I'm also so keep going.
I'm letting you go.
I've gotten, this is embarrassing, but I've also gotten into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, so I'm a little bit fangirling with that. That's not a good one. Let's just put that one to the side.
A good one. That's a great one.
The latest Chloe season that just came out, the fashion season.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Anyway, go ahead.
I'm boring. I'm fangirling over Margot's Got Money Problems. And Michelle Pfeiffer's role is just to die for. She's amazing. She can do no wrong. And another show called Widow's Bay, which is actually filmed in my hometown.
Oh, cool.
So I'm fangirling over seeing and recognizing everything in the background. Because it's where I go.
Amazing. Andrew, I heard that you were actually one of the first people in the world to have an iPhone before it was released. Because you were the 9th employee at Pixar working directly with Steve Jobs and having a front row seat to what these devices were becoming.
Yeah.
And I read that addictive feeling when you had that iPhone for the first time was what inspired you to write WALL-E.
Yeah.
And now, almost 20 years later, you're back to talking about technology, but in the Toy Story world.
Yeah.
So how much of that original feeling all those years ago when you held that first iPhone is in this movie?
Pretty much the same. I mean, it was a prediction then. I don't enjoy being right about that, but it has turned out to be exactly what we thought. It can be as all-consuming and distracting and as isolating as it threatens to be, and you have to work at making sure that doesn't happen to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just a sucker for being on an iPhone like anybody else, and I get the benefits. But that was the thing that we discovered on WALL-E, is that it's technology that seduces you, not technology that bullies you or forces you. So that's the thing you've got to be a little cautious about. Is like, oh, it's so cool, it's so seductive. You just want to be disciplined with using it.
Well, speaking of screen time, Lindsey, in this movie, tech obviously becomes the villain. So how conscious of that fact were you when you were making this movie, knowing that people are going to be watching it on screens and devices?
Yeah. I mean, look, we're a tech company. I think what we try to do is say, okay, we're going to present reality as much as possible, meaning this is what's happening in people's houses, it's what's happening in the world. So we started there. And then we just started with character, which is like, okay, if we're going to bring a tech toy in, like, what's her personality? And what would her personality be? And her personality would be like, okay, I'm super data-driven. I have all the answers. I'm a little bit annoying and officious. And I really don't have time for you guys to try to convince me that I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure I'm right about everything. And I'm here to do what's best for Bonnie. So can we all just agree that I know better? And what an annoying character.
I'm always listening.
Like, I'm always, like, how annoying is that? And so the fact that you come at it from a character, it becomes less about, like, the mustache twirly villain. If you come at it like, no, she's completely convinced she's here for a good purpose.
She doesn't know she is.
Mom and Dad bought her to come in and be helpful. So she's just here to be helpful.
And she is helpful in many ways.
She is better at things than a lot of them are.
Yeah. So it's really kind of not as black and white. We tried to make it very nuanced and very kind of real to what is going on in households today.
I actually wanted to ask, is there a Hopper's Easter egg in the fact that Lilypad is the pond?
Kind of,
and one of the friends is a beaver.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I always try to do little winks.
You're the first person to catch that.
Really? Exactly, I went to Pixar for Hoppers.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe that helped. But you're the first person to bring it up.
Really? I noticed that straight away. We've actually met before. We were all queuing for a coffee, and someone cut in. I ordered my coffee in front of my friend Hannah, and we were like, who is this man? Who does he think he is?
Was it me?
It was you.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. And then someone was like, it's Andrew Stanton, he's the director of Toy Story 5. And I was like, do you know what? He's got places to be. Go and finish Toy Story 5. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't usually cut the queue. I was probably in a rush.
You probably were staring at your phone. You
and
probably were like on your phone, like
the way they served you the coffee, like you were clearly a regular. You didn't have to say what you wanted. It was just like, no, fair enough. Yeah.
There's some
It
perks.
has its privileges.
There's some perks.
The 9th employee gets his privileges.
Yeah, director of Toy Story 5. So, yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so
It was a
much.
pleasure to meet you.
That was the best thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh my God, my heart.
What a great conversation,
That was
right?
so good. I was so engrossed.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched that back since, so
That's so exciting.
I know. Wasn't that fascinating? I think I could talk to them both all day.
I would like to spend a day with them, a day in the life.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Yes, I did see Andrew Stanton at Pixar, and he did cut in line. And me and Hannah were like, who does this man think he is?
Hannah Townsend.
Hannah Townsend.
Jokes.
Yeah.
I
also thought, I said to Casper I want to tell him that story at the beginning, and he was like, don't do that. He'll feel really awful for the rest of it. I was like, you're so right.
The end.
I was like, I'll maybe throw it in at the end, depending on what kind of
vibe.
Yeah.
Going on.
And you know what? So I had the masterclass at 10 a.m. And this interview was at 4 p.m. And when I walked into the room with my cowboy hat, he was like, hey! I was like, me again.
Have I got a story to tell you, Andrew?
I'm going to ruin your day.
Such interesting answers.
Yeah.
Starting off with what they're fangirling over. Lots of things I actually have no idea about.
I had so many answers. Never had so many.
I'll be tuning into some of those shows.
Also, when I came out of the interview, a couple of people at Disney were like, you're the only person to say who was the 9th employee at Pixar. That was so well researched. I was like, thank you. But I think because that interview that I found about him talking about why he wrote WALL-E, that's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And like him being literally so on the inside at Apple, working with Steve Jobs.
To see how it like relays into this film as well.
Yeah. And he was saying like that was a prediction when they wrote WALL-E, and now it's become true. Like that's fascinating, I think. How interesting. I was a bit worried about the whole, how do you feel about painting kind of screen time as the villain when you're telling people to watch this on their screens. And I think they both gave very diplomatic answers, because also Andrew was like, balance, discipline. We've all got them. You're probably watching this on a device.
Exactly.
We're recording it on a device. They're very useful in many ways, so we just need to be disciplined.
Exactly.
They're not leaving our lives.
We must go outside and touch grass every now and then, or play with our toys.
After you finish this podcast, go stroke some grass, get some fresh air. Yeah. Oh, speaking of in that interview, right, I said I went to Pixar. I would love to share with you some things that I learned while I was at Pixar.
Yes.
Because it was a very magical experience. You can't just go if you're a member of the public. You have to be like invited because it's a functioning office. And so I was lucky enough to go because of the Hoppers movie. I went on a little trip.
I have never been so jealous in my whole life.
Yeah.
Like going to Pixar Studios is insane. Even Dave Franco, who voices,
He's literally in the movie or in
Hoppers.
Hoppers. He was so jealous. I felt so smug. It's literally where the magic happens. It's where everything happens. So they've got the main building, right? It's called the Steve Jobs building. And anytime they've got 3 movies going on in that building, and they've got other ones in development at different buildings. But then when it's coming to the time, they like rotate out who's in the main building. And it's like when that's the thing that's coming out. And so when I was there, it was Hoppers, Toy Story 5 and something else. I don't know. They've got the whole recording studio. And one of the most interesting things I learned about the way they work at Pixar is like any other movie, there's a script that gets written, and then everything else kind of comes from that. They work it out, and then you're following the script. There might be changes in things, but like that's what it is, right? They know what story they're trying to tell. But at Pixar, I thought it would be the same thing. I thought they had a script, they would animate it to that, and then get the voice actors in, and that would be that. But they like have these storyboard artists. Most of the people who were the storyboard artists for Toy Story 5 were in their 20s. So imagine that as well. A lot of the people who worked on Toy Story 5 are people that are our age. They're like young people who have grown up with these movies and have dreamt of working at Pixar, got their dream jobs, and now get to like bring these characters to life in new ways. Like, I just think that is so cool. But anyway, they'll like draw all these ideas, and they just see what works, and they just see what's funny, and then they write the script. Like, I just like...
so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. You know when we had our careers talk with our co-form tutor, Mr. Curran? I was like, Mr. Curran, how do I work at Disney? That was my chat. And he was like, very unrealistic. It's in well, I specifically said Pixar. He was like, very unrealistic. It's in San Francisco. You'd probably have to move. And I was like, oh.
You could move. What was also so fascinating was poking my head into people's individual offices. They've all got their own like toys and things up on their walls because they all love it. That's the thing. If you imagine how competitive it is getting a job at Pixar, you have to love it.
Oh, 100%.
And a lot of them are big nerds. A lot of them. One person was in like a character onesie. getting their coffee.
Obsessed.
And when you get coffee at the cafe, the latte art is the characters from movies. I know.
Maybe I shouldn't go because I just spent the whole time crying. Like,
Yeah.
I generally just cry.
And out the front, they've got the big lamp and the Luxo ball. It's just...
Like, also, how cool. The person wearing a onesie probably invented that character. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's,
Yeah.
If I invented a Pixar character, you would be sick of me. I'd have it on everything.
Yeah.
It'd be everywhere. It'd just be everywhere.
Yeah.
And probably get a tattoo of it.
Yeah. And they've got a special shop where you can get merch that's only sold there. So like literally nowhere else in the world. And I got myself a special Pixar hat.
And I know what happened to it.
Oh, guys. I spent a lot of time carefully choosing the colour. Also, I'm not a big hat person, but this fits so nicely. I wanted to wear it all the time. Just a baseball hat.
And when she came home, she showed me it and I went, that is a bloody lovely hat. And you wore it a few times and I was like, that is so nice. And you kept it so nice.
Also, me and all my friends who went, I think there were like 5 of us, we all chose a hat and we all got different colours and we all got a photo in our hats. And it was like, we got this at Pixar. So anyway, come home. I must have had it for a week. Not even. Casper's like, that's a cool hat. I was like, I know, I got you one. I got him one in light blue. Mine's in navy. Because navy is my neutral. I don't do black. I do, but yeah. I come home one day. I'm like, Casper, where's my hat? And he's like, I'm so sorry. It's gone. I was like, where? He was like, I don't know. I just lost it in the wild. I wore it. And it's gone. He was like, I've tried everywhere. I've like called everywhere I've been. No one's seen it. I've called everyone at Disney, at Pixar. They can't get one. I was devastated. And then a couple of weeks ago, my friend Caroline, who got to go for Toy Story 5, she went to Pixar for Toy Story 5 and she brought me back a hat.
Icon. Caroline saves the day.
So I saved the day and Casper's banned from wearing it. So
Too bloody right, Casper Lee.
Yeah.
Bog off.
Oh, they also have the best gym at Pixar. They've got beach volleyball courts. They've got a lovely pool. Fantastic.
Let's have a Fangirl Nation trip to
But
Pixar
then
Studios.
someone made a good point that was like, they've got all these amenities because they probably never leave.
Yeah, the most tech companies are like that, to be fair.
It is a tech company. They are just there all on their computers.
Yeah.
How the hell do they do it?
Love the game, man.
No, how do they animate? I don't understand. No, because they make all these characters and they say like, finally now the technology's caught up. I'm like, how? Who's working on that? I get that people are, but do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. But one of my fun Disney facts, and so not Pixar, but Disney, is, in The Little Mermaid, that was I think that was Disney's last ever, like, fully drawn, every kind of still was drawn. But obviously Little Mermaid is specifically hard to draw because it's underwater. Spoilers. Underwater. And there's loads of bloody bubbles. There's loads of bubbles.
Yeah.
So they actually shipped them to China. People in China drew the bubbles.
Oh my God. Oh, that's reminded me of a fun fact. We did this little scavenger hunt where we had to go and find a Pixar employee to talk to and they would tell us about their specialty. And this one guy was just telling us about how they animate water for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard.
Yeah.
It was fascinating. I can't tell you what it was because it was very technical, but it's really hard, guys. And they put a lot of work into it.
And it shows.
Yeah.
So as well as the animation, one thing that's really good about Pixar is the music.
Guys, one of the reasons I was so excited that I went to go and watch the full movie before it was released, this was before we knew that Taylor Swift was doing it. Obviously, it's all announced now. But this was when she just posted that countdown that was mysteriously deleted. And everyone was like, okay. But then everyone was like, no, she's not in it. And I was like, I'm going to go watch the full movie, so I'm going to know. I went to the full movie. There was no song. I watched the whole movie. Credits roll. No Taylor Swift song. Me and other people were looking at each other like, did we miss it? And I was doubting my Swiftie abilities because then they started doing all these crazy Easter eggs and then they announced the song and I was like, did I miss this? Where was I?
Yeah.
What was I doing?
Was it just not in your edit?
No. They did a decoy edit. There were only a handful of people at Pixar that even knew she was doing it. So even people that worked on the movie, a lot of people that worked on the movie didn't know. They created this whole decoy version to show, even at their wrap party, like when they finished it, and to show press. Now everyone knows. Now I'm gonna have to go see it again. Fine.
Do you think you know where it is in the film?
Yes, but the version that she's released, I Knew You, is like quite upbeat.
Yeah, I've seen online people comparing it to When She Loved Me, and I was like, these are two different lanes of songs.
I think that it's first gonna play the OG version, and it's gonna be like kind of happy. But the bit that I cried,
a reprise.
I think there's going to be a bit of an acoustic version. So even now at the LA premiere, the world premiere, she played on the piano. She played a version slower. So I think it's going to be during that bit I cried, it's going to come back again.
Yeah.
And really, so I cried the first time. Imagine now with Taylor Swift. Cannot believe people thought they were just going to the Toy Story 5 premiere and got a free Taylor Swift concert.
Bloody brilliant.
Bloody brilliant. Also, the whole thing of like TS, Toy Story.
That was really, really good.
Fantastic marketing. But the whole cast is amazing. Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Joan Cusack, just seeing them all together and seeing them all just a little bit old.
Tim Allen, like, raised me. Did you watch, was it called Home Improvement?
Yeah.
Oh, that show.
Yeah.
I love that show. I wanted to be a DIY man.
I just think of him as Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
I looked at photos of them from like the original premiere and I can't believe how young they all were.
Oh my gosh, I have to see.
Yeah. Well, when you think 30 years ago. And it's funny, a lot of them say the first thing of like how when they first started working with Toy Story, they got there and they're like, where is everyone? And that's what Greta Lee said. She was like, oh, where is everyone? I don't record with people. You just go to a booth and...
No, yeah, you're on your own.
Yeah,
Voice
yeah,
actor.
Yeah.
Probably, imagine getting all their schedules together.
Yeah, to be fair.
Ugh.
I'm sure they could do it.
There's some big actors in that.
Yeah.
Talking about big actors,
Uh-huh.
you also had an interview with the Jessie. I am so excited for this because, like I said, Toy Story 2 was my favourite film because I'm a Jessie stan.
Mm-hmm.
I am a Jessie fangirl.
I don't know how I feel about this interview, guys. It went really quick because I was supposed to have 5 minutes. And I got they do, when you go into a junket room, there's like people that give you time warnings. And after I asked one question, what are you fangirling over? I got a 2-minute warning. I was like, that's just getting started. So then it threw me. And then I got my footage back and it was like 3 minutes. And I think the edit is 2.5 minutes. So it's not very long. And I'm a little bit nervous to watch it, guys. But here we go.
I want to see it. Show me.
So you have like Instagram or what?
Instagram and TikTok. But I also I call myself Chief Fangirl of the Fangirl Nation, which is a community I started for young women to bond over whatever it is they're fangirling over.
Oh, cool.
Thank you. So something I like to ask everyone is, what are you fangirling over? So maybe Greta, you first.
Joan.
And then I'm Greta right now.
I love that. That actually very in line with what I want to ask you about, because this movie in particular centers female friendships in the ways that the other Toy Story movies haven't really. And, you know, the root of your rivalry is wanting what's best for Bonnie and wanting her to make friends. But female friendship can be hard. You know, maybe you've had your fair share of horrible group chats like Bonnie. But in your years of life, what is the biggest lesson you've learned about female friendship?
Well, you just have to keep going till you find the right people.
Exactly.
And it's hard. It's not easy. Part of it is revealing yourself, which is also really hard.
Yeah. Finding the right people to then feel comfortable to be yourself and be
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. But if you're always just saying non-real things, you never really get there. You have to like reveal yourself and say stuff you really think.
Yeah, absolutely. Greta, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, just the investment is well worth it. There's nothing quite like a female friendship, really, and that withstands the test of time. I mean, from when you're a little girl to when you're an adult, I mean, those are the relationships that I value the most.
Joan, you've been working on Toy Story for 30 years now. You must have made some very long-lasting friendships during that time. What have these films in particular taught you about friendship?
I mean, I think this movie, especially because it's about girl friendship, just reinforced that idea of sometimes it doesn't work. Like sometimes, you know, you meet a mom of a kid and she just drives nuts.
Yeah.
But other times you meet a mom of a kid and you're like, oh my God, she's my people.
Yeah. Finding
Just-
your people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
great.
you.
That was lovely.
It was very sweet, I suppose.
That was really sweet.
But then I got really in my head because they told me to wrap up. And then I was like trying to think of like, I don't know. I feel like I didn't have anything interesting to say when they then gave their answers, you know?
No, but I think they gave such full answers.
They did, actually.
Especially about female friendships and, you know, what this movie is based on, which is I didn't really know that. That's about that.
And it's so true, actually. Like, yeah, you even have to be yourself. How are you going to find your people if you're not even...
Very deep. This film's... I feel like it's going to break me.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I know, because also, yeah, female friendships, they can be bitchy. And so...
When I ring you on... Is it the 19th it comes out?
Yeah.
Crying. You know why.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see what you think.
Yeah, same. I'm like really nervous for it. But listening to Joan... As a voice actor, there's like two different types of voice actors. There's like a chameleon voice actor who does lots of different voices, but then there's
Joan is definitely not a chameleon.
no when you have such a unique, famous voice, and it's such an enticing voice. Like I'm on every single word she's saying,
and she is so good in this.
I also closed my eyes when she
I know.
started speaking,
I literally had to like.
and then I was like, oh, it's Jessie.
Yeah, honestly.
Also, Greta looks stunning.
Yeah, I think Greta is perfect in this as well.
Yeah.
I think I also now have when I was younger I just didn't really understand what a voice actor did. Oh my god, it was so funny at the premiere, the special screening, UK premiere. So a lot of the time when they do these movies, they get cameos from different countries. They'll have one role or two roles that they'll in every country pick like people to voice them to get like country specific promo. And in the UK, it's these two Capital Radio presenters, Jordan North and Shan Welby.
Oh,
yeah, which is great. But anyway, so they were at the premiere. They did this whole 25-minute Q&A with the cast on stage, which was amazing. And someone asked Jordan something about what it was like. And he was like, yeah, you know, it was really hard. Like, he was like, I thought, like, because we don't have many lines, like, I'd just been in 15 minutes. And he was like, but we were in there for 2 hours. And Tom Hanks just burst out laughing. He couldn't stop laughing. He was like, 2 whole hours? You worked 2 whole hours? But then, this was like at the beginning of the Q&A, and every now and then someone would bring it up to the point where it started to get a bit like, not awkward, but it'd be like, well, you might have had to work for 2 hours. Or like in response to other things, like, good thing it wasn't 2 hours. Because obviously they're in there
for days
on end.
Weeks.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. But it was so funny. Because obviously he was well intentioned, but as soon as he said it, I thought, oh no. But anyway, they're really good in it. You can tell because they're the only ones with northern accents.
There we go.
Yeah.
But one thing I didn't know about this film is I didn't realise how much it is about female friendships.
Yeah. Because, like I say in that interview, like the root of their rivalry, Jessie and the Lilypad, they're both trying to make Bonnie friends.
Yeah.
Lilypad is like, get her on this group chat, the pond, and I can help. And she's like, they've all had iPads for a year. She's behind, which is actually very true. Because like, even with kids now and social media and stuff, like my little sisters are like, they need to be on it because their friends are on it. And then if they're left out, they're going to be the odd one out. Yeah. And that's hard for a lot of parents. I think is also why I think they probably should do the social media ban, just so that it's like, then no one's on it.
Exactly.
But that's something we'll touch on another time. And Jessie's trying to get Bonnie to make friends in her own way, and they're both fighting about how they're going to do this. And Lilypad is like, she needs to be on here. And Jessie's like, she needs to be out in the world, kind of thing.
Heavy, man.
Yeah, it is. Really brought something up within me, actually. I will say this. It ends. The ending doesn't feel like an ending.
Okay.
They've definitely left it open for more movies. So... And I think they definitely will. I think Andrew said there's enough for 6 and 7. But hey, I'll watch anything Andrew makes. If Andrew's making it, I'm there.
I'll be there.
I trust
front
him.
row.
Even Joan was like, when I found out, Andrew, that you were doing it, I was like, yes, because you're going to tell the correct story. Because of course he will.
Of course he will.
When has he ever done us wrong?
Exactly.
Well, what's he working on right now? I don't know. I want to be his friend.
Imagine.
I just want to meet him again. I want to know if he would remember my name, you know?
You can skip the coffee line with him.
Yeah.
I think that's the most iconic thing. That's also my dream, to go to have a coffee restaurant and they know my order. I don't even have to order.
Oh my God.
Just go up, they hand me a cup and I'm like... On that note, as Andrew had a lot to say about what he was fangirling over.
Oh.
What are you fangirling over this week?
I'm fangirling over every year after. We talked about it in last week's episode, but all the episodes are out. I haven't watched all of them yet. But I love it. Like I said, I was very emotionally attached to the book. And so seeing it come to life is like, oh, I love it. What about you, Leah?
Miss Emily, through the course of this podcast record, I've changed my mind of what I'm fangirling over.
Oh, okay.
I'm fangirling over you.
Leah, you can't throw me under the bus like that.
Yeah, you're a bad friend.
Feeling sentimental, are we?
Yeah, I'm feeling quite emotional after those interviews.
Leah.
They were really good. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, Leah.
Yeah, well done. Very proud of you and all you do. But that's all I have for this week. Yeah.
Wow. Leah,
And
I'm
Pix-
fangirling over you two. It's very sweet.
And also just Pixar in general.
Leah, I'm very excited to hear what you think about Toy Story 5
I'll
and
let
to
you
hear
know.
what you guys think about Toy Story 5.
Let us know in the comments what you're thinking before you've watched it, after you've watched it. I want to know what everyone's thoughts are.
Also, if you're enjoying our podcast, please give us a little review, a little rating. It really helps.
It really does.
But I hope you like this episode, guys.
Yeah, something different, something special.
We'll be back to our regular programming next week.
All right. See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.